From the beautiful campus of Casper College, it's the T-Birds Coaches Show, bringing you game breakdowns, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews. Here's your host, Tom Myler.
Hello, T-Bird fans, and welcome back to another Casper College Coaches Show. Joining us here in the studio, Coach Ben MacArthur. Welcome back, Coach.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Well, Coach, had a bit of a foozle yesterday.
What a foozle of a game.
What a foozle of a game. And, so fans, if you joined us, it was Casper College facing off against Gillette College here in a non-conference matchup. They ended up tying that 1-1. We will talk about that other game against Utah State Eastern, which and also ended up in a tie 3-3. Probably, it's not losses, but
not wins either.
But not wins either. So right now you're 0-2. I don't know if it's probably not the ideal start.
Ties aren't great, but they're not losses. And I think we just continue to need to have some improvement, right? We kind of had a foozle of a game in Utah, gave up some really stupid goals and then didn't punish them when we needed to. That game could have been completely different if we had just been a little more clinical in front of the goal. And then, and then that followed us home against the next game against Gillette, right? It was just kind of a foozle of a game, right? Just kind of a mess of things. And I think overall just gives us something to build off of. Luckily, championships aren't won in August, but they can be lost in August. Right? And so, those ties might come back and get us. But, again, just right now we're just trying to get the guys to get locked in one day at a time. One day at a time to get a little better.
So we talked about kind of a couple of foozles of games. The Utah State Eastern one, especially a battle back and forth, ends in a tie 3-3. They scored first. You end up scoring the next two. They tied up. You go ahead. And then the last about 10, 15 minutes, they tied up again. And then yesterday in about the 15th minute, let's give a shout out to Justin Gabucaron. That was a very nice goal.
Very nice goal, yeah. It was good.
I loved it.
Justin get his name in the score sheet. He probably should have scored one against Utah State Eastern, so he kind of had that chip on his shoulder over the weekend coming back. So he was ready to play yesterday. He scored a great goal, yeah.
Absolute great goal. And then they come back on a pen and get the equalizer, tied it up 1-1. Are some of these mistakes that you've seen things that are fixable, or what is it that we've got to do to kind of get over this tie home?
Everything. I think right now we gave up 3 goals the first game, and we only gave up 1 yesterday, right? And so, again, that's improvement. You could also say the same thing about scoring goals, but, overall just a lot of positional awareness and game management. Utah State Eastern, you're winning 3-2 with 10 minutes left. You got to close the game out, right? And so you got to have a little bit of game management, and that's what this team's got to figure out. This team's got to figure out how to win, and that's what happened yesterday, right? So you're winning 1-0. You give up a sloppy pen. We actually had a pen saved, so we had another penalty kick that was saved yesterday, and so we had a chance to win it, and then we had a couple other chances to win it late, and the ball didn't go our way, right? And so I think that's part of it, is just learning, and applying the necessary heart and toughness, grittiness, not to make a foozle out of it.
Yeah. So we talk a lot about mistakes, and, we can see that there's plenty of opportunities to grow, but what's at least something from either a game or both game that you saw, hey, we've got a lot of potential right here?
Yeah, and I think our French defender, Touhami's going to give us some options going forward about how do we use him, right? How do we use him? How do we maximize his skill set? He's a really good player. He picked up a knock in preseason, and he's kind of back now. It looks really good, and so it's like how do we get the most out of him, and how can we use him to impact the game? And then our front three. We have some dangerous guys up there, and they haven't quite clicked like we want them to. And so we see the individual skill every day in practice. And so we're kind of waiting for that group to click. And I think when they do click, then I think we'll start scoring a few more goals. So
just kind of waiting for that. I don't know. It's
the time's now. It needs to happen now. But
it does need to happen.
Yes.
Well, especially not this week, but next week with conference play starting. And you start off conference play with a couple of tough opponents in LCCC and Western
Not talking
Nebraska.
about them, Tommy.
We will get there.
Tommy, I'm not talking about them.
Well, I didn't say we were going to talk about it. I was just mentioning you start off with some tough opponents, but before you even start there, we've got this weekend. So we had Saturday, we had Tuesday. Now we've got Friday, Saturday. You're headed up to Southern Idaho. You're going to play CSI and Truckee Meadows. CSI in their second year. Yep. You beat them last year, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll beat them this year because they're
doesn't mean anything,
always growing. And of course, Truckee Meadows, it's been a team that you've managed to handle well. But
they're well
you never
coached.
know.
Truckee's always organized, always got a good group. But let's talk about CSI first. CSI is, they're kind of a sleeper team over there in Region 18. Last year was their first year ever as a program. They did well and beat some people. And so now they're back in year 2. Their coach is a good coach, Alex Ferreira. He's gonna have him dialed in. He's gonna have a better understanding of what junior college soccer is like and kind of what the grind is gonna be. So his boys will be ready to play. He's gonna have a tough group, I'm sure.
Yeah. So what on your end will your team need to do or focus on the most in order to play them well?
Soccer is a really simple game. If you score, if you kick the ball in the goal or head the ball, if you put the ball in the goal more times than they put the ball in your goal, then you get to win.
Well,
and so
you're not
that's
wrong.
what we're going to try to do. We are going to try to put the ball in their goal more times than they put the ball in our goal, right? So that's the goal for us against CSI is be a little more clinical in front of the goal, bury our chances. We've gotten plenty of chances the past couple games, so I know those chances will continue to come for us. We have to be clinical.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's going to be the same strategy here against Truckee Meadows.
Truckee Meadows, bury our chances and get a win, right? And then I think our back line needs to do a better job with some defensive communication, right? We gave up a goal against Utah State Eastern because our 2 center backs didn't communicate effectively, and a guy scored a free on us. It was the first goal. The first goal that Utah State Eastern scored, was just a flat out miscommunication, not enough organization, a little bit of a foozle, right? And so clean up some defensive communication, and then when we get our chances, we got to bury them.
Right. Well, I mean, that pretty much speaks for itself on what soccer is, what you're going to do,
Simple
what
game.
you're going.
Kick the ball
game
more
plan
time
is.
than they kick the ball in your goal, you win.
Absolutely. I mean, getting that ball into the box always creates dangerous opportunities. I mean, even if the other team's defense holds, it still creates that, hey, there's that chance, that opportunity to attack, and that puts them on their heels. And I know that's what you like to do a lot of times, is put that pressure on and force the other team to make mistakes.
Yep.
And so, I mean,
That's about it.
keep doing it, put it in the box.
Yep.
Well, Coach, do you have anything else? We're excited to watch you. They will be
Thanks for
on the
having us.
road, and I'm pretty sure if they do have a live stream, it will be one of those pay to watch.
Scenic West. Yep, Scenic West live stream. Good job.
So if you want to watch it, make sure to tune in. It's $10 per game, or I think about $20 per month if you want to watch both games, which we do like it. The women will also be there with you.
Yep.
So you could probably watch a lot of games. We do love our Casper College soccer, so I mean, it's probably worth it.
Probably is.
Probably is.
Thanks for your support.
Well, is there anything else you want to tell our fans, Coach?
No, I'm going to say go T-Birds.
Love it. Well, fans, we love you, and we will see you next time.